Prosecutors say Travis Rudolph was the aggressor the night in April 2021. 4 men showed up at his door, Rudolph shooting 39 rounds as they fled following a fight. Street.
Murder begins.
911, what's your emergency?
I just heard a ton of shots behind me. I just heard shots fired.
It sounded like 10 gunshots.
It's a guy out here saying that he's just been shot.
April 7th, 2021. 911 calls for help flood into dispatch around midnight.
Things escalated so quickly.
For the first time, Travis Rudolph talks about the night he says 4 men showed up at his front door.
I just heard a loud bang, as if like the police was at the door.
In exclusive video, we can now see everything playing out on security cameras.
This all happened within seconds, so my brother was the first one to get to the door, so I was worried about his safety as well.
According to court records, Rudolph and his then-girlfriend, Dominique Jones, got into a fight earlier that night.
Open this door, bro, because this got me. Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling it, bruh?
Afterwards, she texted her brother, Keyshawn Jones. Evidence shows they both made threats towards Rudolph.
As soon as I came outside, literally, Tyler, he sucker punched me to my left eye. It was Tyler and Sebastian. They was kind of trying to corner me in. And Tyler, he had pulled out his firearm. And during that time, Tyler pulled out his firearm. Sebastian was like, "You mess with the wrong girl, you're gonna die tonight." And then that's when I went back inside and grabbed my firearm.
The fight spilling out into the street. The video shows Rudolph then running off his property with an AR-15.
I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to protect me and my family.
Hi everyone, I am your host, owner, and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Drop a comment. Let's get the discussion going. What are your thoughts regarding the Travis Rudolph trial? Bit of research, and I'm seeing that his attorneys, which I mentioned in my previous videos, his attorneys went for the stand your ground law. They tried to invoke that as a defense, but the courts denied it, or the judge, rejected it or denied it, something like that. People, everyone, before I continue, like this video, share this video, and also those who are digitally passing by, go ahead and smash that subscription button and hit that notification bell for everyone. That way you will be in tune with all the content I drop on my channel. Yes, let's get the discussion going. I need to know your thoughts. Let's engage in the comment section. But yeah, so, and also to listen to this video from beginning to end. Let's get my likes up. I want to get my subscribers up and listen to the video, or let it play out on your end. Thank you in advance. Okay, back to Travis Rudolph. This has just been unsettling for my spirit, because the stand your ground law, as you can see, like I stated, I did a little bit digging, a little bit of research, and it brought me to the George Zimmerman thing. So I found this article on pbs.org when that situation happened with George Zimmerman, and unfortunately Trayvon Martin was brutally murked by George Zimmerman. But George Zimmerman did not invoke the stand your ground law, but they did use that in the defense. Hopefully Travis Rudolph's attorney do that as well during this trial. But let me go ahead and share an article with you. Okay, this is the article from pbs.org. This was done many moons ago, but this is just an excerpt from the article. Zimmerman's lawyers opt not to pursue a stand your ground claim before trial, which could have resulted in dismissal of murder charges against him and immunity from prosecution. But the law was essentially used as his self-defense argument during the trial, which resulted in his acquittal. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who was involved in the Martin case, which was the civil side. Ben Crump was involved in the civil side of the Martin case, because to my understanding, I do not believe Benjamin Crump practices criminal law, but he's just the civil law, meaning collecting the money, trying to get financial remedy for victims, quote unquote victims. So civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who was involved in a Martin case called the Florida Law, a virtual get out of jail free card that is essentially a license to kill. Today the battle rages Gun rights supporters argue people should not have to try and retreat before defending themselves, said Alan Gottlieb, founder of the Second Amendment Foundation. He pointed to a Florida homeowner who recently shot and killed a man suspected of shooting a police officer as the man tried to break into his house. While that case could have been covered by other self-defense laws, Gottlieb said stand your ground laws offer reassurance. Okay, there you have it with that. I hope you're following me. Hope you're getting this and understand. Where's the 2A people, the Second Amendment right people? Where are the 2As? They need to be out in front of the courthouse on behalf of Travis Rudolph's as supporters of him. Because clearly, based off of what I read in the many different articles, Travis Rudolph was defending himself against intruders coming to his home, his property. So, in my opinion, stand your ground should be in play. Even if, and this is what I try to tell you guys. These people, the court system, they are about making money and they don't really give a crap about the truth. And that's just my opinion. Why didn't the judge allow that as a defense? Why? Come on now. Clearly, based off of what I read and thus far with the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend who was married at the time, by the way, who kicked off all of this, the Jezebel spirit in her. Yeah. Her. She's the reason all of this took place. So she sent her brother and his friend or friends. And she deleted text history before turning her phone over to the deputies or to the police, like they weren't going to be able to subpoena and find out. The attorneys. Travis's attorneys. Yeah, we text messages are never deleted, people. You can delete them, they're never deleted. If there's a search warrant or subpoena via court, it can be retrieved. I don't know if voice notes can. Drop a comment if you think voice notes can't be retrieved. But I do know text messages can be retrieved. Nevertheless, let me go ahead and share another article with you all. Okay, this is the Court TV article that I mentioned and I touched on in my previous video. Okay, as you can see here, Rudolph has been out of jail on house arrest since last year after he unsuccessfully sought a stand your ground defense. And let me go ahead and click on this. The other article that's coming up is from WPTV.com. And it goes more into the defense Travis Rudolph and his team of attorneys was trying to seek on his behalf. Former Florida State University star Travis Rudolph denied stand your ground defense in fatal shooting. A Palm Beach County judge ruled Wednesday that a former Florida State University football star cannot use a stand your ground defense in first-degree murder case. Travis Rudolph, 26, is accused of killing a man in Lake Park last spring. Rudolph is charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder in connection with the shooting. Because I think someone survived, but they had got popped. They went to his house. I don't get it. They came looking for violence, and the Jezebel ex-girlfriend, she all of this is surrounded by her. Like I said, you guys, the court they do not. Okay, even when it comes to civil matters, like I pointed out in the Tyrese case, family court situations, they don't give a crap. They don't care about your child. That's a business. You know how much it costs to file court papers, documents, fees, and these judges on cases. Come on now. They're getting paid by us, the taxpayers. It's a business. You got the clerks, they getting paid. All of that. It's a business. Like I said, check out in my description section. That short I did with Michael Jackson. They don't really care about us. Let it sink in. This is why I go hard for Mr. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Tory Lanez. It's chess, not checkers. It's how you navigate the system. See, you have these laws, statutes, all of that in place from the local and federal level. However, the prosecutors, the DAs, the state's attorneys, they can pick and choose and not prosecute cases. They can say, hey, we don't have enough evidence. They can actually do that. They can decline to present it to the grand jury to indict the person based off of the circumstances and the narrative and what actually happened with the story based off the police report. Certain judges, or I'm gonna say generally speaking, all judges, and this is just a general speaking, point of view, and again, my opinion, they can accept certain evidence. They can decline certain evidence. They can accept certain defenses. They have this discretion. They've been attorneys before, a lot of these judges, but they haven't been in the trial court, like fighting the case. So come on now. These people are making decisions over our lives, and they are elected officials, especially when it comes to these judges at the lower court level. So pay attention. Pay attention. They have an immense amount of discretion. Prosecutors do too, and authority. But they pick and choose. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And I'm not stating people who do crime and harm people should not be incarcerated regardless of race. I'm not saying that. But this is chess, not checkers. How they navigate the case. This system was not designed for the melanated community. I'm sorry. And then if there's some questionable ethical tactics, some integrity questions involving the prosecution, DAs, that whole office, and also the judge, and that should be raised, because these are people's lives. They extend that same kind of grace to the non-melanated community. Y'all just don't get it. Read the book Crook County, and this is not a promo. Read it. You'll see the disparities, the differences, especially in court processes, the judicial system, whether it be civil or criminal, how they prosecute cases and how they navigate cases in urban areas, in poverty-driven communities, or against people that don't look like them. Their whole outlook changes. You see, the prosecutors, to my understanding, and I'm continue to gather more information, the prosecutors is painting, to my understanding, Travis Rudolph out to be this monster, like this violent person. And to my understanding, he doesn't even have a history of that. So you mean to tell me they can't consider this man not having a history of domestic violence or anger issues or whatever the case may be, and not allow him to use this, the judge not allow him to use this as a self-defense mechanism, the stand your ground law in terms of, his as a defense? I hope and pray his attorneys use that during trial. The attorneys need to get on their ball. Okay, you can't use it as a defense, but you can speak about that law at trial. Speak to the jury, convince the jury. This man was protecting his castle. All because this Jezebel had her immature emotional reaction. And that goes back to women and operating in our feminine energy. That's a whole other subject. But the rabbit hole runs deep on that. So when you have a female acting emotionally immature, this is the result. Somebody can get hurt. So yeah, Rudolph is charged with one, according to a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office probable cause affidavit. Rudolph shot two people during an altercation outside a home in the 500 block of North Redwood Drive last April. One of the victims fled after the shooting and was later found fatally wounded. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? On this? Again, to my understanding, these people came to his home. I think that was his home. I'm continuing with my research and things are developing. If I have to correct something, I will. But stand your ground. What do you think? Do you think the jury may come back with a not guilty verdict? In my opinion, based off of this, they should. He didn't go seeking anyone. They came after him. And then, as I stated before in my last video, it's being alleged or something like that, that they caught his ex Jezebel girlfriend on ring cam smacking him up after she said he went after her because basically she was emotional because she found text messages and she basically telling her brother and his friends he did ABCD to her or harmed her in some way, shape, or form. That's how all this began, and y'all need to go handle this. Basically, the Jezebel who was married at the time. How you gonna get mad when you married? And what? Okay. Like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Where are all the NRA people at? You all need to be protesting outside the courthouse for this man. This is not like a random hood type of thing, based off of my understanding. Yeah, some Jezebel ratchetness, some thoughting going on. But aside from that, it seems like Travis Rudolph, this young man, football was his passion. He wasn't totally successful at that, but he did get the opportunities presented to him and seemed like he made the best of it. So no, I'm not buying that he's this type of monster and his intent was to viciously take somebody down. No, because they came to him. It was based off of the reports. They came to him. They chose violence. And he just defended himself. So, like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.